Okay. Hawaiian police officers say they need to be able to sleep with prostitutes legally. This is dumb news. Undercover cops say they need an exemption. That exemption is to be able to sleep with prostitutes legally. No, I didn't misspeak earlier in the intro. Now, there's a bill currently in Congress where they're trying to decide if they should be, I guess it's going through their court system. It's not in Congress. It's a local bill. They say they want that ability because it will enable cops to be able to better catch prostitutes. And how better to catch a prostitute than in the act of performing said sex? This is what Representative Carl Rhodes had to say. It's a really murky area, said Rhodes, who represents a district that includes Honolulu's Chinatown, a long-standing epicenter of street prostitution. You know, there's a lot of sex going on if it's an epicenter of street prostitution. That's a lot of prostitution. Anyway, I was reluctant to interfere in something that they face all the time. If they think it's necessary to not have it in the statute, this is one area where I did defer to them and say, I hope you're not having sex with prostitutes. It's not a murky area, Mr. Rhodes. It's a common sense area. You can't trust a cop not to have sex with a prostitute if you say he can have sex with a prostitute. You can't trust any man to not have sex with a prostitute if you say you can have sex with prostitutes. I mean, for free, with no legal repercussions whatsoever. What world do you live in? Cops are human beings. Human beings have sex. You can't put that type of I think it's safe to say that Mr. Rhodes has watched too many episodes of Cops or some shit. Too many cop shows for you, Carl Rhodes. That's it. We're going to cut you off. No more Showtime, no more HBO, no more TNT, none of that shit. You don't need it in your life because evidently you can't separate the fact that cops are human and humans are liable to do just about anything degrading that's possible if they can get away with it, if given the opportunity, and if they have the authority to do it. And reality, or fantasy, which is no one ever does anything they shouldn't do, especially when given the authority to go ham, which is hard than a motherfucker for you guys that don't know. Ham. So, I mean, I'm looking at this situation, I'm wondering, okay, what type of people are we elected to our judicial state-run court systems? And I'm wondering, what type of representative is this guy Carl Rhodes? Now, if you go on the internet and you look around, you're going to see a number of people bickering about this situation. Conservatives are pissed. They're saying this is a liberal problem. Liberals are assholes, and they're the ones allowing this because Carl Rhodes is, in fact, a Democratic representative. My thing is this. This is not a liberal or conservative issue. This is a dummy issue. This shit should not even be talked about. We shouldn't even be considering this. How do we do it in Maryland? I know you're not allowed to screw prostitutes in Maryland if you're a cop. How do they do it where you live at? Wherever you live. Think about it. Now, we already know there's instances where cops overstep their bounds. They shake down the prostitutes for their money and sex. This is plain stupid. Now look, I'm not the only one who feels that way. Police abuse is part of the life of prostitution, said Melissa Farley, the executive director of the San Francisco-based group Prostitution Research and Education. Farley said that in places without such police protections, women who have escaped prostitution commonly report being coerced into giving police sexual favors to keep from being arrested or harassed. So I'm not just making it up. It's not just me. This is commonly known information. Life on the streets determined that women who give prostitutes or women who have this lifestyle end up having to pay off cops with sex. So you don't think cops aren't already overstepping their bounds? Now you just open the floodgates for cops to just do whatever they want to do, knowing there can be no repercussions. Now, the cops are saying that in order to make a proper collar, they need to make the woman holler. I gotta disagree. And if you're trying to tell me that the law dictates that if the woman is caught doing prostitution or prostituting herself, and unless you have sex with her, you can't prove she was actually going to do the act, as if she's going to take the money and run. How about Karl Rose gets off his lazy, leather-laden ass and pass a bill that changes the law and says, if she takes the money, we don't need to do the act. Taking the money is the conclusion of the act. How about we do that? Or does that violate some type of civil liberties? Or is it that my suggestion is too logical? Or is it that a lot of horny cops can't get laid without getting help? Which one is it? Pick one out of three. See, this is where we realize, look, if you're an American citizen and you have ever thought that we had common sense in our judiciary system, you need to think again, because obviously we do not. The fact that this bill is even up for discussion makes you want to question the sensibility of our government, particularly Hawaii, because I can't imagine this going on anywhere else. Imagine if this went on in New York City. Imagine if this went on in Florida. Come on. Ridiculous. Look, Karl Rhodes, you are an asshole for even letting this slide. I don't know who's in your pocket. I didn't know the police union was that strong in Hawaii. I don't know. I don't care. We need to stamp this bill out. Get this bill rectified, modified. Do not pass this damn bill, you dumbass. Or either legalize prostitution. One or the other. Don't tell me you're trying to crack down on prostitution by sleeping with prostitutes. I'll be the first to say I don't know it all, but I can guarantee you this. If you pass this bill in Hawaii, you're going to have a lot of cops trying to transfer it to the vice squad. We're going to have a lot of pissed off cop wives too. Sorry, baby. I know I smell like about 5 hookers, but I had to take one for the team. I'm stamping out crime by stamping that ass. Stupid. I'm Tim Black. This is Tim's Take Live. Comment, like, subscribe, share it. Woo!